Hello, 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 and welcome to ER Emotional Response Podcast. This is Life Coaching with Inc. How are you doing today? Well, evening for some. My people's out in Cali. How are you doing today? Y'all have more for your day to live. So, how are y'all doing today? For my people's in Philly, Delaware, Jersey, New York, how are you doing this evening, nighttime, as you tuck in a bed? I figured I'd leave something just for you to listen to, as well as those that catch this on Thursday morning as an eye opener to really gauge what is going on in the house. We're doing a thermometer check on ourselves, and we're doing a temperature check in the house. A thermometer check for ourselves and a temperature check for the house. Today's topic is you get on my nerves. And the reason why I title it this is because as we're quarantined, as we're locked in our spaces, we are forced to engage, involve, interact, and the relationships we have within our house. Whether it's mother to daughter, son to father, father to daughter, mother to son, whether it's husband to wife, boyfriend to girlfriend, lady to my man, cousin to aunt, stepmom, whatever the relationship is, we are confined and forced to interact. Now, usually this is the part in the movie where two people are tied up and they're either facing face to face and they're back to back, and they're forced to interact with each other whether they like each other or not. And God forbid there has been an ongoing hate or distaste for one another, and then the circumstances pushes you together and you're forced to deal with those emotions or confess those emotions or resolve those emotions. So you get on my nerves. This is happening across the board. We have no other choice but sort of, to just get on each other's nerves. However, I want to counteract that by doing some emotional management. And emotional management to the point that you understand you. No relationship flourishes without self-awareness. Let me say that again. No relationship flourishes, whether it's romantic, family, work-wise. It flourishes unless there is self-awareness. You know what ticks you off. You know what your pet peeves is. You know what your battles is. You know what your struggles is. Battles and struggles, same thing. A battle is you fighting against it. A struggle is sometimes that actual thing is overtaking you. So it becomes a struggle. So I have to bring both up. And no relationship flourishes without self-awareness and you understanding you and why you exist and the intricate ways of how you function is key. You get on my nerves. You get on my goddamn nerves. You get on my effing nerves. You work my nerves. I'm at a point. That's it. I can't take it. So many phrases are used when the expression is a level of frustration, irritation, and overwhelm. And it has to be capitalized with overwhelm because you get the operative word get. People only express that when they're at an overload. They're overwhelmed. They're at their breaking point, and they have to verbally express the turmoil that is going on with them. And you might say, well, I've been married for such and such time. I've been in a relationship for X amount of years. This is my daughter. This is my son. This is my cousin. This is my aunt. My stepmom. We get along quite fine. And I'm a firm believer, you really don't know people until you start living with them. You know a fragment of them. You can be with somebody for 15 years, and until you really start living with them, you really don't know the ins and outs of them because they're not stepping out into the world when they wake up. Unless they actually one of those type of people, and you might be that same person that as soon as you wake up, you click on your phone and you go live. That's just like stepping right out into the world. And I'm a little against this because no person, the way the world used to go, used to wake up and get yourself together. And then after you get yourself together, you go and engage with the world, whether it's going to work, going to school, going over a friend's house, going to a date, whatever it is. And we have gotten to a point where we log on and we skip that step. And by us skipping that step for so long, we miss us. You have to see the picture. Just picture yourself getting up and a portion of you, because you jump up abruptly, the spirit part of you just lays back down. And you jump up and you click on your cell phone, you go out, go get ready, and the spirit you is still just wrestling in the bed and tossing and turning because it didn't connect. There's a disconnect. And that's a topic I'm going to talk about next. But you miss you. And like I said, the beginning of any flourishing relationship is self-awareness. What is going on with you? Why you feel the way you feel, where you at in your life, what you want to do, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy. And you leave all that back in the bed to connect with a world that is not as close as you are to you. I wish I had time. And so after doing that, then you just start interacting with people. And so with this situation we have now with COVID-19, we are confined in our residence to deal with the relationships. The most intimate relationships are our immediate relationships. 24/7, if not less. But we're a little more confined to deal because if you're going to work, you still have to come straight back home. And if you work from home, you just around each other nonstop. And I want to tell a little secret. You listening? Just because you're confined in a house does not mean you have to be in the same room. Boom. I said it, but let me say it again. Just because you're confined in the same house does not mean you have to be in the same room. You have the living room, you have the dining room, you have the kitchen, you have the bedroom, you have your kids' room, you have your office, you have your basement, you have your shed, you have your porch, you have your garage. You have your art room. Some people's houses are even bigger than others, and the rooms can go on and on. But what I'm saying is, you have multiple rooms for a reason. And part of that self-awareness is having individuality, knowing how to be content inside you, even when you're in a loving and flourishing relationship. Too much of anything can be a point of getting on your nerves. If you have too much chocolate and it's just spilling over, and you just wanted 2 bites of chocolate, it would get on your nerves to just keep coming out because that's all you wanted. And when it comes to your relationship, depending on your love language, so many things, so many variables are in this equation. Your love language, how you was raised, your expectations, your desires, your immediate needs, your immediate wants, your postponed needs, your postponed wants. All those things play a significant factor in how you operate in your relationships. And so you have to consider your individuality and knowing yourself. Yeah, y'all might get along, but y'all might not like the same thing at the same time. And that's fine. He might be into comedy. You might be into love stories. You might be into action-packed. He might be into psycho thrillers. And you have to be able to understand you during this time and be cool with knowing your individuality. Right now, you might want a cup of cocoa or a cup of coffee. Right now, he just might want to lay in the bed, or she might just want to look at the sky. No answer is wrong. And you have to embrace each other's individuality and understand it. Not just embracing your individuality, but also their individuality. They might not want to do everything you do, and that's fine. Y'all didn't connect. Y'all didn't get in a relationship. Y'all are not flourishing as 2 individuals together because y'all get along. I mean, y'all got everything in common. No. Even when you do have a lot of things in common, there are some things that you might be an introvert, they might be an extrovert. Introverts get their energy from within. Extroverts get their energy from other people. So also a part of love and individuality is understanding the other person's love language and how they're made up. If they get their energy from other people, then you might have to step outside of you an hour or 2 out of the day and spend time with them. It might be uncomfortable because it's not the usual you. But part of a relationship flourishing is stepping out of you to accommodate the other person. Not suppressing, might I add, because that's why I said an hour or 2. Because you as an introvert, you need to retreat, go in the bathroom, sit down, look at your phone, go in the kitchen, paint your nails at the table.